Good afternoon. My name is AJ Hipke, and it is my pleasure as your class president to welcome you to the 2016 commencement ceremony. It is also my distinct honor to welcome our guests, family, and faculty to Camp Randall, and of course, our speaker, Russell Wilson. Before we begin, let us all take this time to bask in this moment and appreciate all of the truly amazing things that we have experienced on this campus. For soon, we will all be Badger alumni. We have worked hard, persevered through adversity, and now we have made it to the end, and we are looking forward to a bright and vibrant future. So let us celebrate and share our excitement for spending this time with all the great people that we've come to know and love during our time here on this university. Let us also not forget so many of the cherished memories that we've experienced right here in this stadium. We have celebrated many traditions here before, so let us continue another. So please join me in welcoming the Mad Hatters and their performance of our Badger fight song, On Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
On Wisconsin.
On Wisconsin.
On Wisconsin. On Wisconsin. Plunge right through that line. Run the ball clear down the field, boys. Touchdown, sure this time. On Wisconsin. Not on Wisconsin. Fight on for her fame. Fight. Badgers, fight, 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 we'll win this game. On Wisconsin, not on Wisconsin, grand old Badger State. We, thy loyal sons and daughters, hail thee good and great. On Wisconsin, not on Wisconsin, champion of the right. Forward our motto, God will give thee mine.
Please rise for the 2016 Spring Commencement Academic Processional. The processional is led by an alumnus from the class of 1966, celebrating their 50-year commencement anniversary from the University of Wisconsin-Madison.
One, two, three, and step. 2, 3, out, up. 2, 3, 4.
Please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem, led by the class of 2016 School of Music graduate Anna Whiteway.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we walked, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets echo, the bombs bursting in air, and through the night, that our light was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of and the hope of the brave.
Good afternoon. Please be seated. I am Sarah Mangelsdorf, the Provost and Vice Chancellor of Academic Affairs at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Welcome to Camp Randall Stadium and the 2016 spring commencement of the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Please join me in a round of applause to honor and congratulate today's honorees, the class of 2016. We brought commencement back to Camp Randall 2 years ago, reestablishing a long-time tradition. It's great to be gathered in one place with all of the graduates and their families and friends. How are you enjoying this weather? Sorry about that. I see a number of students, despite this, are here in shorts. You know, the director of the National Weather Service is a 3-time University of Wisconsin alum, and we did request a perfect spring day. But I'm thinking we weren't quite specific enough. But as those of you from Wisconsin know, spring is the time of year when you can get a sunburn and frostbite all in the span of a weekend. But hopefully neither is in store for you this afternoon. At this time, it's my great pleasure to introduce you to the members of our official party. I'm going to ask each of you to stand up when your name is called and remain standing. And I'll ask the audience to please hold your applause until all members of the party have been introduced. Rebecca Blank, Chancellor. Regina Milner, President of the Board of Regents. Ian Robertson, Dean of the College of Engineering. John Carl Schultz, Dean of the College of Letters and Sciences. William Karpus, Dean of the Graduate School. Russell Wilson, our keynote speaker. Catherine May, Dean of the School of Nursing. Soyun Shim, Dean of the School of Human Ecology. Stephen Swanson, Dean of the School of Pharmacy. Skaf Achatik, Registrar. Charles Haslett, Vice Chancellor of University Relations. Marcia Malik, Vice Chancellor for Research and Graduate Education. Raymond Tafora, Vice Chancellor for Legal Affairs. Catherine Vanden Bosch, Dean of the College of Agricultural and Life Sciences. Dave Florin, member of the Wisconsin Foundation and Alumni Association Board of Directors. AJ Hipke, Senior Class President. Bhupinder Mahani, Senior Class Vice President. Bill Mulligan, Senior Class Secretary. Dixon Chan, Senior Class Treasurer. Carrie Sperling, Associate Dean for Experiential Learning and Education, School of Law. Francois Ortolo Manier, Dean of the School of Business. Jeffrey Russell, Dean of the Division of Continuing Studies. Beth Myron, Professor and Chair, Biomedical Engineering, and Chair of our University Committee. Robert Golden, Dean of the School of Medicine and Public Health. Paul Robbins, Director of the Nelson Institute for Environmental Studies. Diana Hess, Dean of the School of Education. Paula Bonner, President and CEO of the Wisconsin Alumni Association. Lori Berkwam, Vice Provost for Student Life and Dean of Students. Mark Markell, Dean of the School of Veterinary Medicine. Guido Podesta, Vice Provost and Dean of the International Division. Steve Smith, Secretary of the Faculty. At this time, I'd also like to thank the members of our faculty who are present and ask them to stand. And finally, the graduates who were chosen by their dean to represent their school or college by carrying its flag, which was not an easy task in the wind today, in the academic procession. Please stand. Please join me in welcoming all of these distinguished individuals. I would now like to introduce Rebecca Blank, Chancellor of the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Chancellor Blank is an internationally renowned economist who spent time in Washington, D.C., working in 3 different administrations. Most recently, she was Deputy Secretary and Acting Secretary of the U.S. Department of Commerce under President Obama prior to her selection to lead this university in 2013. Chancellor Blank received her undergraduate degree in economics from the University of Minnesota and holds a doctoral degree in economics from MIT. She has served on the faculty at Princeton, Northwestern, and the University of Michigan, where she also served as the Dean of the Ford School of Public Policy. As Chancellor, she has committed herself to maintaining the university's position as one of the world's top centers for research and education, preparing students to compete in a global economy, and helping UW experts to share knowledge and innovation with the state, the nation, and the world, what we call the Wisconsin idea. Please welcome Chancellor Rebecca Blank.
Thank you, Sarah. Good afternoon. It is wonderful to see everyone here today as we celebrate the honorees, the class of 2016, and let me add my congratulations to everyone else's. Friends and family have the best seats in the house. The seats where fans have been cheering on the Badgers for 99 years. Just for the record, that very first game in Camp Randall was a shutout. We trounced Minnesota. Today, these seats are again filled with loyal Badger fans, people who've supported this morning's graduates throughout their time here at the university. Students, can you give a round of applause to all of your friends and family who are here today for you? Today, we mark your graduation from one of the top 25 universities in the nation. You have worked hard both in and out of the classroom. The class of 2016 helped drive our record-setting community participation and study abroad. In fact, UW-Madison is now #1 in public universities in the nation for the percentage of students who are studying overseas. You helped us consume 400,000 gallons of Babcock ice cream, battled for Bascom in several epic snowball fights, and yes, you all helped Vikings fan find his mystery girl. You've been here at a particularly great time to be a Badger. Back-to-back trips to the Final Four, and I will say watching the Badgers take down the unbeaten Wildcats was a pretty great sight. not to mention a trip to the Rose Bowl when you were freshmen and 3 consecutive trips to the Women's Frozen Four. This class has also followed our campus's very proud tradition of social activism. A number of you have been deeply involved in a lively debate on our campus about campus climate, a debate that's happening here and around the country. With your help, we're engaging some of the most difficult discussions about ethnicity, race, and inclusion in a generation. And those discussions are creating an opportunity for real change on campus. All of you have worked hard, perhaps harder than you knew you could when you first got here. And this class has stood out for its commitment to sharing knowledge and discovery with the community, what we call the Wisconsin idea. You've lived the Wisconsin idea in all sorts of ways, and let me give you a few examples from the class. Ryan Thompson used his skills in web design, interactive media, and videography to transform how we engage the community on environmental issues. Ryan earns a master's degree in environmental conservation today. Kristen Grilly battled a speech disorder as a child and came to UW with a strong desire to help children facing similar problems. As an undergraduate researcher in our Learning to Talk lab, she has helped to change lives. Kristen is going to go on to graduate school in speech and language pathology. Alexandra Arriaga is a Powers Knapp Scholar. She won a Wisconsin Idea Fellowship to interview migrants on the US-Mexican border and develop narratives that put a face on immigration. She earns degrees in journalism and Latin American studies and plans to work for the Wisconsin Center for Investigative Journalism. If we've done it right, a world has been opened to you here, a world of ideas and possibilities and questions, a world that you will carry with you as you leave this place and begin to put your education to use. But before we send you off, I get to give you a little advice. So, 3 pieces of advice. Number 1, keep taking risks. Deciding to come to UW-Madison was, for many of you, the biggest and riskiest thing you'd ever done in your life. Remember when you first moved in and watched your family drive away? There might have been a small part of you that wanted to run after them. That was Samantha Pecor's reaction when she came here from the Menominee Indian Reservation in Kashina and struggled with the culture shock of being on this campus. Sam graduates today with a degree in gender and women's studies and plans to go to law school. But there were a lot of moments, especially at first, when she thought she may not make it to this day. And I know others of you went through similar doubts. You got through it much the same way that Sam did, by finding your community here. I hope you've learned that things that seem risky and hard at first get easier when you stick to them. As you leave college and prepare for the next chapter, there are going to be scary moments. There are going to be times when you doubt yourself, but resist the urge to play it safe. Occasionally, make the choice that seems the hardest and the scariest, because you will learn something about yourself in the process. Piece of advice number 2, keep your curiosity alive. The ability to look at something and think, is there a better way? That's your innate curiosity. And besides your diploma, it is the most valuable thing you're going to bring into the world. Staying curious takes work because we all tend to slip into patterns that don't require a lot of thought. So do something different tomorrow. And I don't mean try to get to a new level in Candy Crush. Shake up your routine. Pick up the guitar you haven't touched. Cook something you've never cooked. Run on a different path. Call a friend you've lost touch with. If you challenge yourself, even in small ways, you'll find new ideas and new questions come more easily. And that's where innovation and discovery begins. Finally, piece of advice number 3, stay focused on what matters. Remember those magic eye pictures that were popular when you were little? the ones that were hidden in a random sea of dots, but if you looked in just the right way, the hidden picture would emerge. Life is a little bit like those magic eye pictures. You have to learn to focus on what matters, your priorities, and ignore all the background noise. That's one of those skills that takes a lifetime of practice, but some of you have gotten pretty good at it. Teresa Shern is a great example. Teresa's a people scholar who graduates today with a degree in animal science, planning to be a veterinarian. Like many of you, Teresa did a lot of things beyond classes, mentored high school students, sang with the gospel choir, participated in discussions on campus climate, even managed a herd of beef cattle, all while maintaining top grades and dealing with challenging family and personal issues. Each of you has performed your own amazing juggling act to reach this moment. You've figured out how to push other things aside and focus when you need to get that paper written, or how to manage both a work schedule and a homework schedule. I hope that these experiences have taught you something about the things that motivate you to stay focused on your priorities and the things that can hold you back. I can't tell you how to set priorities that are going to bring you to your next milestone, whether it's a great job, graduate school, or backpacking through Europe. But I can tell you you're going to go further if you've got goals, if you know what distracts you, and if you know how to focus on the important things that get stuff done. So take a few moments to assess how you spend most of your time and energy, and ask yourself which of those activities are part of the big picture and which are just the background stuff. Your education has only just begun. In the years ahead, you're going to have a lot of new experiences and opportunities. You're going to meet people you can learn from, and you're going to meet people who want to learn from you. You will find that teachers learn as much from their students as students learn from their teachers. I, for one, can't wait to see what it is that you all do next. Wherever your path leads, I hope you learned here at UW things that will help you be better. A better worker, a better friend, a better person. Wherever you go, be sure, however, to come back and visit us ever so often here in Madison and tell us how you're doing. Thank you for making this university a better place while you were here. Congratulations to each and every one of you, and on Wisconsin. It is now my honor to introduce the President of the University of Wisconsin Board of Regents, Regina Milner. Regina is a two-time UW alum who earned both a law degree and a master's degree in real estate and urban land economics. Her academic achievements are all the more extraordinary because she came as a non-traditional student, returning to school as a single mom with 3 children. Since graduating, Regina has been very involved with UW-Madison. She's been president of the Alumni Association and on the athletic board as a community member. She brings a level of passion and energy to everything she does. After her appointment to the Regents in 2012, she toured every one of UW System's 13 four-year colleges. She listened to students, faculty and staff, administrators, and alumni. Her energy, her willingness to listen and learn have marked her leadership of the Regents. I am honored to present to you the President of the Board of Regents and the most loyal Badger fan you'll ever meet, Regina Milner.
Thank you, Rebecca Blank, and thank you for the wonderful and gracious introduction, and a particular thank you for the advice. Not only advice for our graduates, but a good advice for anyone here today. On this special occasion, and on behalf of my colleagues at the Board of Regents and System President Ray Cross, I offer to you my sincere congratulations. Today is a very important accomplishment. It is the culmination of years of hard work, long hours of study, and not only by you, but by the persons who support you. So many sacrifices by everyone to get you to this day. Let me extend today also a welcome to the families and friends joining us for the celebration. We know many people along the way help with getting us here, providing support in ways that are both big and small, seen and unseen. And we shouldn't forget your professors, academic staff members, and so many others who are part of the UW community that have been dedicated to your success. They are all have had a stake in you reaching this point today. I actually think we should once again give them a big hand. Please join me. But today, it is really about our new graduates. You are the class of 2016. You've done it. You've earned a prestigious degree from a world-class university, and you're beginning the next stage of your life. Each of you has your own personal story of your journey to this moment. Many of you came by a traditional route right out of high school and on to college. For others, the path may have had, more convoluted approach. I understand that because that was my approach to college. Some of you had more responsibility. Some of you came later in life. However it all happened, you're here now. And it turns out that this finish line is really a starting gate. Truly a time to take stock and think about the future. There are certain milestone moments, certain times of the year, when it becomes natural to pause and reflect. I'd like to quote an American poet, Carl Sandburg, who put it like this: "It's necessary every now and then for a man to go away by himself, sit on a rock and ask, where am I? What have I been doing? And where am I going?" Well, rock sitting for a man or a woman might not be practical or even comfortable, but it's a symbol of taking time to pause, to reflect where you are, and what your next move will be. Consider what it will be and make it count. And let there be sun on this event. Embrace your next stage and each succeeding stage. I promise you, you will never regret it, but you will regret it if you do something less. You all know our world is changing quickly, as is higher education. It will change, but it will never change the importance of a dedicated and creative faculty that inspire students, where innovative research create challenging ideas, and where students and peers challenge you and encourage you to do your best. Just think now how UW-Madison's magnificent faculty and staff have helped you discover who you are. Consider now the time that you've spent with the research, where you have been able to really be the embodiment of the Wisconsin idea. This is a wonderful university. It's a point of pride for every citizen in this state. And whether as a graduate with a baccalaureate, a master's, a PhD, or a professional degree, we are all now part of the University of Wisconsin-Madison. The University of Wisconsin-Madison's 160 plus years of dedicated crafting of an academic community committed to a shared excellence is world-renowned. It arises from hard work and the vision of students and staff and faculty and administration and community partners, and of course, our families who are sitting around you today. Madison, I am confident that 30 years from now, you may be sitting here as your family is sitting here watching a child, or perhaps even watching a grandchild graduate. And you're going to find the University of Wisconsin the strong institution that it is today. Your connection to UW-Madison and to Wisconsin and to your fellow alums that you've made in the time that you've spent here and the friends that you'll make in the future will stay with you forever. Cherish those connections. They are real. They are powerful. Stay connected and stay engaged. In closing, I want you to know how very proud the members of the Board of Regents are of your achievements today and those that you will make in the future. Congratulations again to all graduates, and on Wisconsin.
Thank you, Regent Milner, for your remarks. I would now like to introduce Bill Mulligan, who will introduce our keynote speaker. Bill of Lake Mills, Wisconsin, is the secretary of the class of 2016, graduating with a degree in biochemistry. He served as the director of the Distinguished Lecture Series and vice president of program administration for the Wisconsin Union. He has also competed nationally for the UW cycling team and is a two-time Wisconsin State cycling champion. Selected as a Barry Goldwater Scholar for his scientific research, he was also a finalist for both the Rhodes and Marshall Scholarships. After graduation, he plans to pursue a Master's of Social Science at the University of Oxford. I'm absolutely delighted to invite Bill to introduce our keynote speaker.
Thank you, Provost Magelsdorf. How wonderful it is to be sitting in Camp Randall, together as a class, united by our incredible achievement of graduation from a world-renowned university. As graduates of the University of Wisconsin-Madison, we are bound together by the Wisconsin idea, so central to our public university's mission. The Wisconsin idea is the philosophy that the light of knowledge found inside the classroom and on campus should be used to illuminate and improve the world. Today, as we graduate, we bear the responsibility to honor this idea. It is my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker today, who exemplifies the essence of the Wisconsin idea. Russell Wilson was the Badgers' starting quarterback in 2011. In that role, he led the Badgers to the Rose Bowl, won the inaugural Big Ten championship, where he was named the MVP and electrified Badger fans everywhere. In 2012, he was drafted in the 3rd round by the Seattle Seahawks. In his first season, he became the only rookie in NFL history to lead his team to an undefeated home record and was named Rookie of the Year. The following season, he became the 3rd youngest quarterback to win the Super Bowl. He has been named to 3 Pro Bowls and was named the offensive MVP in 2015. Off the field, Wilson has used his knowledge, experience, and influence to positively impact the world around him. In the off-season, he hosts the Russell Wilson Passing Academy, a youth football camp that seeks not only to develop football skills, but develop kids with high character and moral standards, a sense of competitiveness and fair play, a respect for authority, service to others, and a love for God, family, and country. Even during the season, he makes weekly visits to the Seattle Children's Hospital and takes time to encourage both the kids and their families on their journey back to health. Through his volunteer work and the influence of his father, he realized the impact even an individual can have on the world and founded the Why Not You Foundation, which seeks to overcome the challenges of cancer, diabetes, world hunger, and domestic violence, one person at a time. He is also the national ambassador for the CR3 Diabetes Association, which assists people who cannot afford essential supplies. The Badger family is proud to have such an extraordinary athlete and philanthropist once again return to Camp Randall. It is my pleasure to welcome our Spring 2016 commencement speaker, Russell Wilson.
Hello, everyone. It's good to be back in this stadium, obviously. Chancellor Blank and the Board of Regents, faculty, parents, family members, friends, distinguished guests, thank you. You know, obviously, it's an honor to be here today. And Bill, thank you for that introduction. Really good. I didn't know all that about you, but it's fun to hear. And congratulations to the class of 2016. You know, Chancellor Blank, you talked about beating Minnesota. I remember beating Minnesota at Minnesota pretty good, too. So, you know, it feels good to be back at Camp Randall. And, you know, I've stood in this end zone many times before, but never quite in a uniform this ridiculous. I'm just waiting for the jump around. You know, I was really excited to come back to Madison and on a weekend, and it's been a while since I've gone to Wando's and see you guys at Wando's and drinking your fish bowls. That's a joke, maybe. And we've got some fun spots in Seattle, but nothing quite like Wando's. Of course, I'm also here to share some things I've learned. Things like if you're dating a woman that's way out of your league, ask her to marry you. If you can throw a football 80 yards, for some reason, people think that's pretty cool. And if you're playing New England Patriots in the Super Bowl, and you've got 26 seconds left, and you're down by 4, and it's 2nd and goal on their 1-yard line, try not to throw an interception. That's purely hypothetical, though, of course. But no, here's something I really have learned. You can't do it alone. You've got to surround yourself with good people. You know, I'm lucky to have some really good people with me today. My mom, my sister, and my fiance. And class of 2016, you've got some really good people with you today, too. So let's give it up for parents, grandparents, family and friends, professors and mentors who have helped you make it this far. They deserve a big round of applause. Of course, today, though, is about the graduates. You know, earlier today, I had a chance to meet just a few of the members of the class of 2016. And I was truly inspired. I met Marcus Bowles. When Marcus came here, the first time he failed a few classes and had to transfer out. But he didn't give up. After community college, he came back to the University of Wisconsin-Madison, and today, he's getting that bachelor's degree. I met Leah Olson. Leah's 6-year-old son, Dylan, has cerebral palsy, but he's not willing to let that define him. And neither is Leah. She's always fought for her son, and she's graduating today with a degree in social work so she can fight for even more families like theirs. I met Pablo Montes. Pablo's the first in his family to go to college. There were semesters when he worked 3 different jobs while studying full-time. One semester, he couldn't make enough to pay rent, so he was homeless, living on friends' couches. And it hasn't been easy for Pablo, and yet today, he's graduating with a double major in sociology and human development.
I met Catherine Nachman. Catherine served our country as an intelligence analyst in the Marine Corps. Then she went to school and earned her undergraduate degree, and today she's graduating with a master's in social work. You know, meeting with Marcus and Leah and Pablo and Catherine and hearing stories about all the people here in the stadium who are already beating the odds and changing the world, I admit, I almost felt kind of confused. I mean, I'm not the most conventional person to give a charge to the graduates. I was a college student myself just 6 years ago, and you know, the thought of turning 30, just being 27, still kind of scares me. And when a 300-pound guy chased me down the field with a big G on the side of his helmet wearing green and yellow, the last thing I'm thinking about is how do I use my liberal arts degree? But here's what I realized. In a few hours, all of us will leave Camp Randall with the exact same mission: to make the most of whatever talents we were born with, whatever gifts God's given us. Because if you're earning a degree from UW-Madison, the question isn't whether you have something to offer to the world. You definitely have something to offer to the world. The question is how and whether you'll do it. There's something my dad used to always teach me, I should say. I remember playing t-ball as a kid, and not to brag, but I was a really good t-ball player. I mean, I'm talking about really good. I crushed t-ball. So even though I was just 3 or 4 years old, I remember thinking, you know, I could be something special one day. My dad thought I might be getting ahead of myself, so he'd set me straight and he'd say, son, potential just means you haven't done it yet. Potential just means you haven't done it yet. Already in my career, I've seen that lots of people have potential, but not everyone does it. And I've learned that the difference isn't the way people handle themselves when things go well. It's when you land the job you want, or you go to the school you want, or you achieve something maybe a little bit earlier than you expected. Go ahead and celebrate it. Be happy. Enjoy it. But remember that the moments when life tells you yes aren't the ones that define you. The moments that really matter are the moments when life tells you no. That's what I want to focus on today. What do you do when life tells you no? You may be surprised to hear this, but life has told me no lots of times in my career. You know, in 2007, I went to college at NC State because I wanted to play baseball and football. Most of all, I wanted to play, quarterback in the National Football League. Fast forward to 2008, my first eligible year on the football team, and I'm fighting against 4 other guys for the starting job. In training camp, there's a red jersey that they put on quarterbacks. Nah, not this guy. They don't give me one of those. I'm doing everything. I mean, I'm catching punts, catching routes. I'm getting hit. I mean, I know I can play quarterback. I just need the chance. About 2 weeks before our first game, my coach calls me into his office and tells me I'm not getting that chance. Excuse my country voice here, but he says, son, I'm switching your position. I'm moving you to safety. He's not asking me, he's telling me. I could have just gone along with it, and maybe I should have just gone along with it. But for whatever reason, I wasn't ready to take no for an answer. I prayed about it. I talked to my mom. I talked to my brother. I would have talked to my dad, but he was on his deathbed at the time. And after a few days, I just came to this peace. Now, this is the part of the speech where I'm supposed to tell you to believe in yourself. But those days of praying and all that wasn't about believing in myself. They were about knowing myself. Let me put it this way. I love singing. Michael Jackson, I'm Michael Jackson. I'm Michael Jackson's Tito. I'm Janet Jackson's long-lost brother. My moonwalk cuts the rug. Dancing Machine, Smooth Criminal, this guy. But no matter how badly I want to be a pop star, it would not matter how much self-confidence I had or have, or how many hours I spent at the studio. Trust me on this. I cannot sing. So the question I asked when life told me no was, what am I capable of? Am I capable of doing what I want to do? I had really had to think about it. And when it came to playing quarterback, the answer was yes. I knew I could throw a football and move really well. I knew I had the focus. I knew I had the ability to succeed. I just needed the chance. Once I knew what I was capable of, I didn't feel afraid to let everyone else know it too. So a few days after our first meeting, I walked back into my coach's office, chest big, feeling good. I'm 18, 19 years old at the time, and I said, Coach, I'm going to be your starting quarterback. I'm going to be first team freshman All-American. I'm going to be first team All ACC. I'm going to play in the National Football League for a long time. I'm going to win multiple Super Bowls. I'm going to be a Hall of Fame quarterback. What do you think? He looked at me like I was crazy, scratching his head. But 3 days later, he named me his starting quarterback. So here's my first charge to the graduates. When life tells you no, ask yourself honestly, what am I capable of? And once you know the answer, don't be afraid to let everyone else know it too. Another time life told me no was during my junior year when I was playing baseball. My freshman and sophomore year at NC State, I had about 450 to 500 at bats. Now it's the first few weeks of my junior season, the draft eligible year, and I'm barely playing. And honestly, I don't know why. And this one weekend we played UC Irvine. Both teams are top 5 in the country. And I don't play at all. The whole weekend, nothing. I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty frustrated. But my dad always used to tell me, be ready. Always be ready. So I decided I'm not gonna complain. Instead, every time our defense comes in and we're up to bat, I put my helmet on, I put my gloves on, no more Garcia Parra style. I get my bat in hand and I stand there waiting. First inning, second inning, third inning, all the way to the 10th. We get to the bottom of the 10th or the 11th, and there's 2 guys on base with 1 out. I'm just sitting there with my helmet on looking like a dork, and a guy pops up, 2 outs. Then I hear it, Wilson, you're up. So I go to the plate, and this guy's pitching it nasty. I'm talking, he's throwing 125 miles per hour, if that's possible. I mean, fuego. I mean, he's legit. The first pitch is a slider, and what do I do with it? Swing and miss. Next pitch, a slider in the dirt. Swing again, shouldn't have swung. Strike 2. I'm 1 strike away from losing the game. It's the first time I played in a while. The guy throws me a fastball high and inside. I'm thinking to myself, I still don't know to this day why he threw me a fastball. And what do I do with it? Wham! Boom! Game over. Hit it over the fence. Now, everyone in the stands that day saw the game-winning home run, but they probably didn't notice the guy who spent all those innings on the edge of the dugout with a helmet on his head and a bat in his hand. But if I hadn't stayed prepared like that for 10 or 11 innings, that home run, that never would have happened. So that's my second charge to the graduates. When life tells you no, stay ready. Always be ready. Now, so far I've told you about 2 times when, for whatever reason, I was able to turn things around. But sometimes life tells you no, and there's nothing you can do about it. I've spoken a lot already about my dad. My mom and my dad were the biggest influences in my life. No one supported my athletic career more than he did. I got drafted to play baseball on June 8th, 2010. And the next night, my dad passed away. We knew it was coming. My dad had diabetes and he was really sick, but I'll never forget. I'm standing with my mom in the hallway, and the doctors come in, they say, do you want to go back in the room? I say, you know, we'll stay out here for another 15 minutes or so. So we keep standing there just talking, and suddenly we have this feeling of God coming between us, and we both think, you know what? We need to go back into the room. Before I walk through the door, I can see the EKG moving just fine. Beep, beep, beep. I take 1 step into the door and I say, Dad, I'm here. Beep. The line goes flat. I miss my dad every single day. People have asked me, if I had 5 more minutes with him, what would I say to him? But I wouldn't say anything at all. I'd just hug him. That's what I'd do. Because that's the kind of relationship my dad and I had. He gave me so much, and maybe most of all, he gave me the gift of perspective. Losing him was hard, but thinking about him now, I don't feel sad. I feel blessed. I feel blessed for all the days we got together. I feel blessed because I know he's in a better place. And I feel blessed knowing that if he were here today, the thing that he'd most be proud of isn't a Super Bowl ring or a new contract or a big speech at Camp Randall. He'd be proud of my family, what a strong woman my mom is, about my brother, how well he's doing, about the amazing, amazing young woman my sister has become. That's what he'd be proud of. So that's my third charge to the graduates. And maybe it's the hardest one of them all. When life tells you no, find a way to keep things in perspective. That doesn't make the painful moments any less painful, but it does mean you don't have to live forever in the pain. You don't have to live forever in that no. Because if you know what you're capable of, if you're always prepared and you keep things in perspective, then life has a way of turning a no into yes. That's what brought me to University of Wisconsin. The summer before my senior year of college, I'm playing minor league baseball. I called my football coach at NC State and say, "Hey, coach, I'd like to come back for my senior year." And he told me I wasn't coming back. He said, "Listen, son, you're never going to play in the National Football League. You're too small. There's no chance. Got no shot. Give it up." Of course, I'm on this side of the phone saying, "So you're telling me I'm not going to come back to NC State? I won't see the field?" He said, "No, son, you won't see the field." Now, this was everything I had worked for. And now, it was completely gone. If I wanted to follow my dream, I had to leave NC State. I had no idea if I would get a second chance somewhere else. So, the news that I was transferring out went out around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'll never forget, I was in Rome, Georgia, playing the Atlanta Braves organization. I wasn't sure what would happen. And then at 4:15, I got a call from the Auburn Tigers. And then I got another call, and another, and another, and another. Most of these coaches had never met me, but it turned out they'd heard about the way I'd handle myself, not just on the field, but off of it as well, during the good times and the bad ones too. In the end, what had started out as the biggest no of my career became the biggest yes of my career. Because I didn't get many second chances, but this second chance was right here from University of Wisconsin. From the moment I saw this campus, I knew this is the place I wanted to be. From my coaches, to my teammates, to the guys in the equipment room, to my classmates, to, of course, the fans. Everyone I met was so incredibly welcoming. And even though I only spent, about a year here, I got to see how the Wisconsin idea isn't just a motto. It's a commitment to work hard and surround yourself with good people, to never stop improving, and to make the world just a little bit better every day. We often think about heroes in life, people like Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King Jr., Harriet Tubman, Eleanor Roosevelt, Rosa Parks, Ben Franklin. We think about their biggest accomplishments. What we don't always think about, though, is the moments that made them who they were. When no one was looking, but they made themselves just a little bit better anyway. When they came up short, but they didn't quit. And starting out in life and began to close the divide about who they were and who they were going to become. I think about this young guy from West Orange, New Jersey. West Orange, New Jersey's in the house. I think about this young guy from West Orange, New Jersey, and he became deaf at an early age. Scarlet fever got the best of him. However, that no did not stop him from creating the light bulb. That man's name, Thomas Edison. And now it's hailing. Thanks, Thomas. See, Thomas Edison once said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." He was just that much closer to making the right one. I'm thinking a lot about those moments right now, and I bet many of you are too, because if you're here today, it's a sign that you've achieved so much more, and you can achieve so much more soon. Now, if my dad were here with us, this is the point where he'd remind us that potential just means we haven't done it yet. He'd be right. I'll get done in a second here. But he'd be right. But if we do what we need to when life tells us no, if we know what we're capable of, if we stay prepared no matter what, if we keep our sense of perspective even when times are tough, then I know that together we're going to do amazing things with our potential and achieve our greatest dreams. So on Wisconsin, I would say good luck, but I don't believe in good luck. Go make it happen. This is my story. Now it's time to write your own. Congratulations to the class of 2016. I'm out.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson, for your inspiring words to the graduates. At yesterday's commencement ceremony for doctoral degree candidates, we awarded 3 honorary degrees. These degrees are awarded not for the completion of a course of study, but for living an extraordinary life. Lindsay Adario, an award-winning photographer who has channeled her considerable skill into a force for global humanitarianism, was named an honorary doctorate of humane letters. William Rudder, a pioneering researcher and founder of the field of biotechnology, was named an honorary degree of science. And Tommy Thompson, Wisconsin's longest-serving governor and former U.S. Secretary of Health and Human Services, was named an honorary Doctor of Laws. I encourage you to read the profiles of all three of these remarkable people in the program. You will see why we singled them out for special recognition this year. And gee, I'm really sorry about the hail.
Now for the conferral of our graduate degrees. I call upon Carrie Sperling, the Associate Dean in the Law School.
Candidates for the degrees Doctor of Juridical Science, Juris Doctor, Master of Laws, Legal Institutions will please rise. Chancellor Blank.
Dean Sperling.
These scholars have successfully completed the requirements of the courses in law. Upon the recommendation of the law school's faculty, I present these candidates for degrees.
On the recommendation of the faculty of the law school and under the authority granted by the University of Wisconsin System Board of Regents, I confer on you the degree of Doctor of Juridical Science, Juris Doctor, Master of Laws, or Master of Laws Legal Institutions. Please join me in welcoming the achievements of our law degree graduates. Candidates may be seated, and I'd now like to call upon William Karpus, Dean of the Graduate School, who will present the candidates for master's degrees.
Candidates for master's degrees will please rise. Chancellor Blank.
Dean Karpus.
On the recommendation of the graduate faculty, I present these candidates for the master's degree in their respective fields. Master of Accountancy, Master of Arts, Master of Business Administration, Master of Engineering, Master of International Public Affairs, Master of Music, Master of Professional French Studies, Master of Public Affairs, Master of Science, Master of Social Work.
On the recommendation of the faculty of the Graduate School and under the authority granted by the University of Wisconsin System Board of Regents, you will each be admitted to the appropriate degree. Please join me in recognizing the achievements of our master degree candidates. Please be seated. I now would like to introduce Dixon Chan, who will present the senior class gift and introduce our Wisconsin Alumni Association speaker. Dixon, of Evanston, Illinois and Hong Kong, is the treasurer of the class of 2016. He's graduating with a degree in economics and a certificate in criminal justice. He has served as secretary for ASM's Finance Committee and vice president of the UW Pre-Law Society. He's on the leadership team for the campus ministry group, the Navigators. Off campus, he's interned with the Office of the Mayor in Chicago and the U.S. District Court in Madison. Following graduation, he plans to earn a law degree, along with certification as a CPA. Please welcome Dixon Chan.
Thank you, Chancellor. Why is the graduation called a commencement? Doesn't the graduation mean goodbye, the end? Goodbye to homework exams. Goodbye to running after the 80 bus. Goodbye to refreshing learning at UW. But also goodbye to your late night runs to Greenbush anchor trip. Goodbye to jump around. Goodbye to your best friends. But as I stand here today, other goodbyes also mean a time to reflect and to say thanks. Without UW, I would never have met the professors, mentors, and friends who encouraged me to excel and unleash my potential. We've become wiser leaders and problem solvers. As Badgers, we are responsible for ensuring that others have these opportunities in years to come and to carry forward the Wisconsin idea. The class of 2012 founded the Wisconsin Idea Scholarship to inspire future generations to use their UW education to make our world a better place. This first major student-created scholarship unites multiple generations of graduates to give future Badgers a means to be here and to thank the place that we love. It is my honor to announce that the class of 2016 gift will continue to fully support this campaign. The philanthropy cord I'm wearing not only indicates that I gave back, but pride and privilege as a Badger. Yes, you received a few phone calls or emails from the school, but before you roll your eyes at them, remember when you put your arms around fellow Badgers you have never met to sing varsity. Remember not caring that you dropped your foot on the ground because you were cheering for the men's basketball team on TV. Remember what UW did for you and what you can now do for UW. Commencement means goodbye, but goodbyes also give you a chance to leave a legacy. A few years ago, UW took a chance on me and you. Now it's your turn to help the school take a chance on someone else. Together, we can make the University of Wisconsin-Madison move forward. And this is just the beginning. Thank you, and on Wisconsin. Now pleased to introduce Dave Florin, a member and past chair of the Wisconsin Foundation Alumni Association Board of Directors. Mr. Florin received his bachelor's degree in international relations from UW-Madison. He's president of Hebing, a Madison-based marketing agency recently named Small Agency of the Year by Ad Age. He has taught courses in marketing, planning, and UW-Madison's Fluno Center for Executive Education, and has served on the board of directors for several local art organizations. He and his wife, who is also a proud Badger, live in Middleton with their family. Please welcome Dave Florin.
Thank you, Dixon. Graduates, on behalf of the Wisconsin Alumni Association and nearly 400,000 Badgers making a difference around the world, I get to welcome you to alumnihood. Congratulations, Badgers. 24 years ago, I began my transition from Section P over there, over to Section G. And while we may not be quite as loud over in Section G, our passion for all things UW still burns every bit as strong. And like many of you probably do, I thought my Badger journey was going to conclude on a day like today. But it had only just begun. I quickly learned, and you will as well, that once a Badger, always a Badger. We all share common experiences. We've all hiked up Bascom Hill on days significantly colder than this one. And we've all swayed our arms to varsity on days significantly colder than this one as well. The meaningfulness of those moments is not lost. And we all understand the value of a UW education inside and outside of the classroom. But what's really important about our days as Badgers are the connections that we made. It's the relationships that we formed. So take a minute, look side to side, look forward and back. These are the people that have been shaped and forged in a similar set of experiences, the Wisconsin experience. And no matter where you go in life, Badgers, the ones right here and ones you've never even met yet, they will always have your back. So whether it's in a new office or a new job in Atlanta or Appleton, or traveling in Paris, France, or Paris, Texas, when another Badger finds out you're one of us, you'll have an immediate bond because they already feel they know you simply because you've shared this special place with them. There's just something unique about being a Badger that bonds each of us, and it lasts forever. So as you move forward in your life, the Alumni Association's role is to keep you informed about what's happening here on campus and the tremendous impact that our UW students, faculty, and alumni are having, not just here in the state, not just here in the country, but quite frankly, all around the world. So it's our job to keep you connected to the university and with other Badger alumni. In a few weeks, you'll receive your diploma, and you'll learn about a new way to stay engaged with the Badgers through the Badger Bridge. It's our community of UW alumni where we've created a place to help fellow Badgers who are seeking advice or are already established in their careers get connected. So take advantage of this worldwide network of people that share your same Badger experience. Remember that you're always a Badger. Wisconsin will always be a part of who you are. You'll always have a place right here on the shores of Lake Mendota. We will always be rooting for you at the Wisconsin Alumni Association. Make us proud. Congratulations on this tremendous achievement. And as you've heard before, on Wisconsin.
Thank you, Dave, for your kind words to the graduates. I would now like to introduce our student speaker, Bhupinder. Please. Manhani. Bhupinder will deliver remarks on behalf of the senior class. Bhupinder of Verona, Wisconsin is the Vice President of the class of 2016. He served on the executive board for Badgerthon, a student organization that aims to support and raise money for patients at the American Family Children's Hospital. He has enjoyed volunteering at St. Mary's Adult Daycare Center and spending time with older adults in the Madison community. After graduation, he plans to earn a Master of Healthcare Administration degree with the goal of working in the field of health administration. I'm very pleased to invite Bhupinder to offer remarks on behalf of the class of 2016.
Thank you, Provost Mangelsdorf. Good afternoon. I'm honored to be here today with our friends, family, and distinguished guests. Most of all, I'm honored to be here with all of you, the class of 2016. We are here to celebrate all of our accomplishments over the last few years and to mark an important day. Today, we end one chapter of our lives and begin to look forward to the next. As we have contemplated our future plans over the last couple of months, we've heard a lot from those around us. Some words were hopeful, others not so much. Normally around graduation, we like to talk about only the good things that are going to happen to us as we continue our journey through life. Since we're a university that values searching for the truth, I'm going to tell you the truth. And the truth is this: it's not going to be easy. We are getting our degrees today. So what? There's another 800,000 students around the country getting their master's degrees, and there's nearly another 2 million students getting their bachelor's. That's a lot of competition. So you might not get that job that you wanted, or you might not make that much money. Now, whether you're a parent that's worried about their kids, or you're a student starting to rethink your future prospects, there's another truth I want you to hear, and this one is important. You are graduating from the University of Wisconsin-Madison, and when it comes to facing an uncertain future, that makes all the difference. Personally, I studied biology because I was interested in healthcare, and political science because I wanted to know more about how our government works. But I also got to work in a lab studying garlic mustard, volunteer with seniors in an adult day health center, and join Badgerthon, a student group that raises money and awareness for the American Family Children's Hospital. Here at UW-Madison, we have been given countless opportunities to find what we like and to pursue our passions. Throughout these last 4 years, I've seen the many different paths we have all taken to get here. Some of you were interested in food science, while others wanted to go into journalism. Some of you decided to be in the College of Engineering, while others of you decided to go into the School of Business. Maybe you wanted to sing and joined an a cappella group. Or you wanted to make sure students' voices could be heard in a different way, so you decided to join the student government. From this podium, I don't just see thousands of graduates. I see an uncountable number of unique experiences before me. The ways that we draw on these experiences makes us powerful. Even though each of us has found a place of our own on campus, we've all been brought together through shared moments. We will all remember standing here right here in Camp Randall cheering for our football team, or sitting on Bascom on a nice sunny day, and of course, rushing State Street during March Madness. But don't forget about the special moments that you have shared with your friends. My friends and I have had murder mystery nights. We've run all over campus during Bucky's Urban Odyssey. We've played trivia at the set and met new people. And we've even been on a cheese curd crawl. These are the little moments that have brought us all together. And we can accomplish so much when we are all together. We have used our individual skills for the greater good. I know you have all already heard plenty about the Wisconsin idea, and at many graduation ceremonies, a lot is said about trying to change the world or making a difference. But for us, this isn't just a suggestion, it is a responsibility. It is our pledge to the state, the nation, and the world that our endeavors will benefit all citizens. And many of us have already begun shouldering these responsibilities. For example, right here in Dane County, about 7,000 people living below the federal poverty line own pets. And many of these families are experiencing homelessness. The WisCares program, a collaboration between students and faculty between the schools of veterinary medicine and social work, is one of the many examples of Badgers coming together to address a social issue in our own community. WisCares provides both veterinary medical support and social support, often for free, to a population who, like all of us, rely on our pets for companionship and for support. In the words of its program director, something needs to be done. So let's do it. This is what being a Badger is all about, making a difference. We take action until the problem is solved. Whether you took the Ice Bucket Challenge that raised $115 million to fight ALS, joined over 200,000 people in taking the It's On Us pledge to stop sexual violence, stood in solidarity with the Black Lives Matter movement, or took in part in the Real UW to fight enduring racism. Know that what you are doing is right because you are making a difference. Each in our own way, we have all made a change for the better. The same must be done when we see problems in other aspects of our lives. Raise the bar. Apply this principle wherever you go. We must continue to strive to take action, make change happen, and tackle problems. And remember that diversity is strength. Through our group projects, our research, and more, we have seen that innovation only comes when we reach beyond what we thought we knew and make connections to people that bring new and different insights. So yes, the truth might be that life won't be easy. There may be too many graduates chasing too few jobs. We're gonna have to start paying student loans on top of rent, but we are ready to face the challenges that come our way. We were, even before this commencement ceremony. You've already managed to juggle grades, having a social life, and sleeping. You've made real impacts in our community. Once you leave this campus, you will be the same person, and you will take these experiences with you. You will continue to be resilient, innovative, and work as hard as you have to make it here today. You will blaze your own trail to success. But before we go, let's not forget all those that helped us get here. I want to thank our faculty and our staff at this great university for giving us a world-class education. I want to thank our families for supporting us through this crazy journey. And most of all, I want to thank all of you for making these some of the best years of our lives. Be proud and be strong, because we are Badgers and we are ready. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2016.
Thank you, Bhupinder, for your thoughtful remarks. At this point in our program, I'm pleased to acknowledge those bachelor degree candidates who have distinguished themselves scholastically by ranking in the top 20% of their school or college, or by participating in the honors program. These students are attired with honors stoles, solid cardinal red or white with red chevrons. I would like these students to stand and have you join me in recognizing their achievements. Candidates may be seated.
Thank you. Now for the conferral of bachelor's degrees. I call upon Catherine Vanden Bosch, Dean of the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences.
Candidates for bachelor's degrees in the College of Agricultural and Life Sciences will please rise. Chancellor Blank.
Dean Vanden Bosch.
On the recommendation of the faculty of the College of Agricultural and Life Sciences, I present these candidates for the following degrees: Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Science, Agricultural Business Management, Bachelor of Science, Biological Systems Engineering, Bachelor of Science, Dietetics, and Bachelor of Science, Landscape Architecture. Candidates may be seated.
I now call upon Francois Artaliou-Magnier, Dean of the School of Business.
Candidates for bachelor's degrees in the School of Business will please rise. Chancellor Blank.
Dean Artaliou-Magnier.
On the recommendation of the faculty of the School of Business, I present these candidates for the degree Bachelor of Business Administration. Candidates may be seated.
I now call upon Diana Hess, Dean of the School of Education.
Candidates for bachelor's degrees in the School of Education will please rise. Chancellor Blank.
Dean Hess.
On the recommendation of the faculty of the School of Education, I present these candidates for the following degrees: Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Science in Art, Bachelor of Science Art Education, Bachelor of Science Athletic Training, Bachelor of Science Dance, Bachelor of Science Education, Bachelor of Science Kinesiology, Bachelor of Science Physical Education, Bachelor of Science Rehabilitation Psychology, Bachelor of Science Theater and Drama. Candidates may be seated.
I now call upon Ian Robertson, Dean of the College of Engineering.
Candidates for bachelor's degrees in the College of Engineering will please rise. Chancellor Blank.
Dean Robertson.
On the recommendation of the faculty of the College of Engineering, I present these candidates for the following degrees: Bachelor of Naval Science, Bachelor of Science Biomedical Engineering, Bachelor of Science Chemical Engineering, Bachelor of Science Civil Engineering, Bachelor of Science Computer Engineering, Bachelor of Science Electrical Engineering, Bachelor of Science Engineering Mechanics, Bachelor of Science Engineering Physics, Bachelor of Science Geological Engineering, Bachelor of Science Industrial Engineering, Bachelor of Science Material Science and Engineering, Bachelor of Science Mechanical Engineering, Bachelor of Science Nuclear Engineering. Candidates may be seated.
I now call upon Soyeon Shim, Dean of the School of Human Ecology.
Candidates for bachelor's degrees in the School of Human Ecology will please rise. Chancellor Blank.
Dean Shim.
On the recommendation of the faculty of the School of Human Ecology, I represent these candidates for the following degrees: Bachelor of Science in Community and Non-Profit Leadership, Bachelor of Science Consumer Affairs, Bachelor of Science, Human Development and Family Studies, Bachelor of Science, Human Ecology, Bachelor of Science, Interior Architecture, Bachelor of Science, Personal Finance, Bachelor of Science, Retailing and Consumer Behavior, Bachelor of Science, Textiles and Fashion Design. Candidates may be seated.
I now call upon John Carl Scholes, Dean of the College of Letters and Science.
Candidates for bachelor's degrees in the College of Letters and Science will please rise. Chancellor Blank.
Dean Scholes.
On the recommendation of the faculty of the College of Letters and Science, I present these candidates for the following degrees: Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Arts Journalism, Bachelor of Music, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Science Applied Mathematics, Engineering, and Physics, Bachelor of Science Journalism, Bachelor of Social Work. Candidates may be seated.
I now call upon Catherine May, Dean of the School of Nursing.
Candidates for bachelor's degrees in the School of Nursing will please rise. Chancellor Blank.
Dean May.
On the recommendation of the faculty of the School of Nursing, I present these candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Candidates may be seated.
I now call upon Steve Swanson, Dean of the School of Pharmacy.
Candidates for the bachelor's degree in the School of Pharmacy will please rise. Will you please rise? Where are you? Well, I can hear you anyway.
They're back there.
Chancellor Blank.
Dean Swanson.
On the recommendation of the faculty of the School of Pharmacy, I present these candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Pharmacology, and Toxicology. Candidates may cheer and be seated.
At this time, let me ask all bachelor degree candidates to please stand for the conferral of degrees. On the recommendation of the faculty, and under the authority granted by the University of Wisconsin System Board of Regents, you will each be admitted to the degree appropriate to the courses you have completed. Congratulations. Please join me in welcoming the achievements of our newest graduates. This is a moment of transition, and tradition indicates that upon degree conferral, candidates will transfer their tassels from the right side of their mortarboard to the left side. So I invite all of the graduates to move your tassels and indicate your status as alumni and graduates. Candidates may all be seated. Before we conclude the celebration by singing varsity, I do have some instructions for a smooth exit. After varsity, please remain standing until the stage party and the faculty processional have reached the south end zone. Your marshal, who's wearing red academic attire, will release you, and if you've not yet had your photo taken, please proceed to the photo stations for your graduate portrait. You're free to relax in your seats until time to go for photos. So, it is the end of our ceremony. Congratulations to every graduate. A special thanks to family and friends. Good luck, and on Wisconsin.